5 of our adventures in Iceland, and we are first going to be doing a glacier tour. So we have a 3-hour drive from our hotel, going straight there, and then on the way back we're going to stop at several different places. And after the glacier, or probably even before if we get there early enough, we're going to do the Diamond Beach, which is super popular. Then we're going to do this kind of like canyon. Once again, I'll have all the names down here because they're really long and hard to pronounce, so I'm not going to butcher them. And then we're going to hit up Vic, then we're going to go to the Black Beach. That will conclude our day 5. Not going to lie, my body's tired. But we are super excited. It's going to be a fun day. We started the morning at Diamond Beach, and this was very pretty, but I will say it was a little bit underwhelming. Since we were there in summer, there wasn't really a ton of ice on the actual beach, so it was, you know, okay. But I do think that if you go during the winter or when it's a little bit cooler, it must be absolutely beautiful because it is a pretty long beach with just a ton of ice. I just felt like I think they may have melted because this day specifically was the warmest day out of our whole trip. I mean, I'm wearing a turtleneck, a beanie, and a sweater, but it was pretty warm that day. And on the other side of Diamond Beach, you're gonna find this Jokulsarlon, I think is how you pronounce it. I don't even know. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. I totally said it wrong. But on the other side, you can find this kind of tourism area because there are a ton of tours to take. You can do the one that we decided to do, which is this boat that basically starts as a car and then goes into the lagoon itself. I really enjoyed it. It was perfect, especially if you're pregnant, because they took you along the lagoon and they showed you the glacier. You have like this perfect view. So we really enjoyed it. Now there are excursions that you can go on and in the glacier. Those sounded really cool, but obviously when you're pregnant, you're kind of limited as to the types of activities you can do. And I felt that this boat ride was perfect. You got up close and personal with a lot of the ice. They even have this little doggy that brings you a piece of ice and you can hold it, you can feel it, and you can taste it. So you get the whole experience without having to do a full-on excursion on the glacier itself. And pro tip, to get this head-on view of the glacier, you want to sit on the right side of the boat.
Which is there? Its name is Jökulsárlón. Who wanna say it after me?
No.
Jökulsárlón. Great, you're great. You want this piece of ice? Yeah. You can take it back home. Yeah. Put on the shelf.
You right in the freezer?
Yeah, it's exactly. I wanna just give it to you because it's cold. This glacier is part of the bigger one,
like
which
fish.
name is Vatnajökull. 10% of this iceberg. 90% is under the water. Yeah. 90. 10%, 90. It's really slippery.
Alright, let's taste it. It's fresh.
Tastes like nothing. I guess what water should be.
Man, I'm thirsty.
So as you saw, you do have a tour guide on the boat. They tell you all about the glacier, about the lagoon, and this boat is the one that actually gets the piece of ice for you to be able to hold, taste, and it was definitely super, super cold. I mean, obviously it's ice, but being in these low temperatures just makes that ice extra cold. You get to also see a little bit of wildlife. We saw a seal here. It's just a really nice tour overall, and I definitely recommend it. Now, the Black Diamond was the furthest point that we went on the south side of Iceland, but along the way we came across this beautiful field of these lupin flowers. It smelled amazing, and it was the perfect place for you to just pull over and take some beautiful pictures. After our little photo session, we made our way to this super famous and popular canyon. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the name of it, but this is what it's called. And it is actually super popular. There are going to be a ton of tourists, a lot of tour buses. Parking can be a little bit difficult as well, so keep that in mind. But they do have a trail for you to walk along the canyon, and they have different points for you to basically go to. I decided to just go to the first one because obviously I was pregnant, I was getting out of breath easily, but you can definitely walk it further up and it's all going to be basically the same view of the canyon. Then we stopped here because they have these beautiful fields of this moss while you're driving along the way, and this is a viewpoint of that moss. Now, one thing that we learned when we stopped here was that this moss cannot be stepped on. So they do have signs everywhere for you to just keep off because it does die, unfortunately, once you step on it. And it's a very old moss that they want to make sure that they preserve, which is why they have these viewpoints with little trails for you to walk along these metal kind of lines. So definitely keep that in mind. Do not step on the moss. Then it was time for lunch. We made it to the soup company in the city of Vic, and this was delicious. We got the red hot lava soup as well as the broccoli cheddar soup. They were both really good, but I will say the broccoli, in my opinion, was better. After this, we then went to the black sand beach. This is definitely super popular because a ton of movies have filmed at this location. Star Wars, I believe Star Trek, Game of Thrones. So once again, it's just one of those very touristy places, but well worth it. It is extremely windy at this beach and the tide can be dangerous. So they do have a sign here letting you know how rough the tide is. This beach is known to have unpredictable tides come in and like sweep people away. So they want you to make sure to be safe, and that's why they have kind of the warning level of how bad the tide is. But you can steer clear of the tide and admire these beautiful rock formations. It is just absolutely stunning, but also this day was very windy. We ended the day at our hotel, and next to our hotel, they had these tiny little houses, and these are actually ancient houses from Icelandic people who used to live in them back in the day. They were so cute and they were just so interesting to just peek in and get a glimpse of how people used to live in this island. But this was the conclusion of our south tour of Iceland. We have one more day left of our baby moon, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like always, remember to dream big, be brave, and explore life. Until next time. Mwah.